So I know what you're thinking. It's Valentine's Day, and I'm pretty much single, which means I'm pretty much sitting at home, miserable, eating some Rocky Road ice cream. That was the messed up part. It's a day off for me. You know, it's like, I'd rather be delivering pizzas on this day. You know, maybe I'll get lucky and get your show in the middle of my runs. But no, I had the day off. Which kind of sucks. But then again, I think to myself, it could be worse, you know? I could be in a relationship that, is toxic. Maybe I don't want to be in it. And maybe I'm just doing it just to say that I'm not a social sad sap. And I'm probably spending $120 or something on a dinner that frankly I could just, cook at home and it'll just taste the same. So here's a suggestion for some of you couples. Instead of going out to dinner, at one of those really expensive fancy restaurants, plan a streaking challenge where you run through those restaurants, yelling, "Hey, look at us, we're actually happy this day. You guys are all a bunch of sad saps that have to spend hundreds of dollars to convince people that you're not about to go to a divorce or you're not about to break up or something." And it's like, who you fooling? No one. We're actually enjoying ourselves. And, just imagine how hot the bed action's going to be after that. Like, that's going to be pretty good. But you know what? I'm going to put up a good front. And today, I'm going to do something for you guys. A Valentine's Day special. Wow. How am I going to do that? By reviewing one of my favorite romance animes of all time. At least my personal favorites, which is, in this case, Mysterious Girlfriend X. Now, what is this show about? Well, if you probably know how the romance genre works, you pretty much know how it works. It's boy meets girl, they suddenly go through awkward phases where it's like, are they, will they, won't they? And then there's sort of a breakup period, then they come back together, realize that they're meant to be, and then suddenly they give a little smooch. And then it's happily ever after. Assumingly. They never really go, beyond the quote-unquote first kiss. And even after that, it's like, sometimes it ends up being very sad. And sometimes it's actually pretty cool. And sometimes it's like, oh my god, it's just like, get a divorce already. But this anime sort of flips the whole idea on its head. So, basically we have our main character, Tsubaki, the male lead, who pretty much spending most of his days like, yeah, it's probably not my time, I'm probably not going to have a girlfriend anytime in the near future. And then all of a sudden comes this girl, Urabe, who, at the very first appearance is like, There's something off about this girl. She sort of has this antisocial air to her. You don't know what I'm talking about. You know those people where it's like, they just want to be left alone. She's kind of an introvert. And then it's like, if it wasn't weird enough, and I say weird in air quotes because, being an introvert isn't weird. I've been an introvert for a while, and it's honestly pretty nice. And if that wasn't weird enough, all of a sudden, out of freaking nowhere, she just starts, laughing in the middle of class, like she actually falls off her chair for some reason, and it's like, everyone's just like, what the F is wrong with this bitch? So anyways, then one day, Urabe is pretty much, she's basically caught napping after school, she's just slumped over her desk. And Tsubaki has to be the one to say, hey, you gotta get home. School's closed. And as it turns out, she pretty much drooled all over her desk. Great. That's just disgusting. And out of perhaps the most brilliant idea of an anime protagonist ever, he just gets his finger, puts it on the desk, like, so this is a girl's spit, huh? Wait, what am I doing? I'm not even kidding. That actually happens in this show. And for some reason, they make the saliva look like it's, like, caramelized sugar or something. I don't know. It's, like, weird. Anyways, the next day, he then realizes he's sick. Maybe it's some sort of... It's not like something like he caught the flu or anything. Anyways, Uraben then visits Tsubaki at his home, and then he realizes, oh my god, you got the love sickness, which is basically, or at least that's what she calls it, where basically, he's apparently addicted to Urabe's spit. And we're not talking like, you know, chocolate ice cream type of addiction, no. We're talking, you're willing to cross the southern border and back just to get even a small little ounce of crack addicted. Like, that's the type of addiction we're talking about. So, basically, now Tsubaki has to receive his daily dosage of Urabe's spit every day. You know? It can be either she licks her finger, or she licks her finger and then, you know, puts it into Tsubaki, which now, if you guys are wondering, yes, you kind of see how the relationship works in that sense. Or, you know, she just basically drills it into one of those little containers, you know, where they have like little blood samples, like, you know what I mean. Anyways, and then she tells him that there was a reason why that day she was laughing her ass off. It's because some voice in her head told her that he is gonna be the guy she loses her virginity to. Okay. So, you haven't scored yet, but you're about to score. And that's pretty cool. But here's sort of where it starts to get into where it gets into interesting territory. Like, that's all in the first episode. The next couple of episodes is basically, well, she's not really into hand-holding or hugging or kissing, but she's into other stuff, so to speak. It's like, how do I say this? She's just straight out weird, man. But the good kind of weird, you know? I was like, how do I say this? Just a little bit of a thought experiment. Go ahead and imagine your head if, you know, like, go ahead and imagine your head, like, let's imagine you have a boyfriend and or girlfriend. And if you guys already have a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or maybe if you have one, show this to this person and do them a favor, or ask them to do you a favor, and rub your head like this. Like, you know, mess it up all over it. You know? Like, try to be gentle, but, you know, try to get right into the scalp. Then don't scratch it. Just like, rub it. You feel anything? That's kind of where they're going at. And, you know, so basically, it's basically this kind of weird song and dance kind of thing where it's like they don't want to do waltz, but they want to try something else, you know? That's kind of, I gotta admit, that's pretty interesting. That's what makes this show kind of interesting, where it's like, you know, they definitely do call themselves a couple, and we know that, you know, they're gonna do it, just not yet. And, you know, Urebe seems to be a pretty nice girl. Not only faithful, but, you know, just unconventional. So basically, Tsubaki's just pretty much going with the flow, where, yeah, he kind of gets, I don't want to say he gets cucked, but basically, it's like, he does have some agency in the relationship, just not as much as males traditionally do. Actually, now that I think about it, do guys actually do have agency in a relationship when it comes to anime? Because very rarely is that ever the case. You know? It's weird. You know? And here in America, it's a little different. Like, you know that YouTube Red show, Wayne? The guy's just like, hey, you want to go to Florida with me? Why? So we can get my dad's car back. And she's like, okay, let me just get my bikini. Like, you probably know what I'm looking at. what I'm talking about. If an ad pops up down below, actually, how do I get ads to pop up down below? Anyway, so that's pretty much just me talking about the basic premise and how the story goes. Now, let me just tell you right here, it does go into a little bit of the sexual region. I mean, it's an anime about romance and teenagers. Obviously, there's gonna be some hormonal bullcrap going on. So, control your, just watch with discretion. I guess that's all I have to say. Now, I will go ahead and say this about the animation style. It looks like something that came out of the 1990s. If you guys have ever seen a 90s anime, you probably already know what I'm talking about. But here's the thing. Although the actual manga actually came out in the early 2000s, but the actual anime came out in 2012. So they already had access to better animation. I'm assuming they just did it because of an aesthetic choice. Because also in the anime, it's like people are still using flip phones and, Polaroid cameras. You guys ever seen a Polaroid camera? No? Well, basically it's one of those cameras where you actually take a picture and it actually prints out the picture, like right there. You just gotta wait for it to develop. It's like really cool. I actually tried some of those before. Anyhow, in terms of music, it's not exactly standout-ish, but it does its job. So, overall, I give the anime a 3.9 out of a possible 5. It's not something that I would necessarily recommend to everyone, but if you do get the chance to watch this, especially if you have that special someone with you on that special day, or watch this. Just like, get a tub of ice cream for you guys to share, hide in the closet with a laptop, and just binge watch that show. It's like, let's see just how much you can relate, or let's just see how much interesting it is. If she doesn't want to watch it with you, for the guys, or if he doesn't want to watch it with you, you should probably break up with that dude or bitch. Just saying. And for those of you out there who are thinking of doing it, I'm just telling you right now, please use protection. Whether we're talking about the pill or the condom or whatever, just use protection. And if you don't use protection and you actually want to get a child, my best recommendation is start looking for jobs right now. I would recommend Domino's because they at the very least pay well, in terms of tips. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag should be sponsored. Do it responsibly, is all I can say. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a virgin that has 2 failed relationships. One in Guatemala, and one from high school. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. And oddly enough, I still have a lot of ice cream to get through. I don't know if I'll finish this. Anyways, I'll be preparing another review for another anime that may or may not be relevant to today. But until then, just leave a like. Going down to the comment section. Tell me what anime you guys are watching this season, or if you guys want me to watch something from other seasons past. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Check me up on Twitter. And until then, this is me saying, thank you for being smart. Sayonara.